Robert Plant talking about the juice running down his leg from a lemon. And, it's like, well, if there shouldn't be a double standard. It's like, there's like, as far as women in this business, we think about it too.
Darkness Always Wins. That was the first song we wrote for the Everest album, and it was like an experiment. It was our first time working with this producer, Dave Cobb, and we went down to Savannah just to see how it would go.
Armed with literally nothing but the title, we ended up, Joe and I were sitting out on our porch day before we were about to go and meet with Dave, and we were frustrated with just kind of the way the world has been turning lately, and just, saying, why does evil always prevail? Why do the good ones go first? It's like we try so hard as humans to do the best that we can, and it always just seems like we're cut short. And so, I think he was like, why does the darkness always win? I'm like, ooh, write that down. And so we went into the studio the next day with Dave, and he's like, oh, I love that title. Let's go. And so we literally started with just from scratch, and ended up, I sat down at the piano and everybody plugged in, and I think we wrote it in like a day and a half, something like that.
Yeah, it was written and recorded. We were just recording while we were writing, so just putting it together, and it was fun. It was a great way to kind of kick off the record.
Well, when we found out that Love Bites was nominated for a Grammy, we were in Madison,
Wisconsin.
Yeah, playing a show.
Yeah, we found out about the nomination when we were on stage, which is funny. It was like 2012, I guess, and we didn't know that like people at the Grammys even knew who we were.
We didn't even know we were on their radar. Like, what?
My guitar tech told me it was right when I went back and Lzzy was starting a piano segment, just her. And so I like ran out on stage and told her. And there was a girl in Wisconsin captured like the perfect photo of it, because I was like whispering it to Lzzy in her ear. And,
I guess I had this look of shock on my face, and so the whole audience like got quiet. They're like, "What happened? Did somebody die? What happened?" And I just turned to the audience. I'm like, "We just got nominated for a Grammy," and it, just the reaction was insane. It was like just they blew the roof off, and
yeah, it was cool. It was a wild rest of the set. We were
like, "What's going on?" Couldn't stop thinking about it. But yeah, it's like it was all really new, and so I ended up calling up my manager after the show. I'm like, okay, so we're not, what does that even mean? It's like, well, you get to go and dress up and do the red carpet and go to the parties, and you might actually win the damn thing. And so we went and we did the thing. And
we're like, we're not going to win. We're not going to. Yeah, at least get to go.
We had a very adult conversation about it. We're like, guys, let's not get our hopes up, like, because we were, everyone who was nominated in the category was, were our idols, and we're like kind of around for a long time. So like, hey, we're just happy to be nominated, hanging out here. The awkward kids in the corner while like Katy Perry and like Quincy Jones are hanging out. And so like we're sitting down and they get to our category and they open up the envelope and we're listening for like Halestorm and H sound, and the Grammy goes to Love Bites, So Do I. And so we're like, oh, that was Lamb of God, that's not us. And so there's this like pause, and then we're like, wait, that is us. And we just ran up, and for the first time in my life, I had absolutely like just kind of went blank with everything I wanted to say. And it
was great.
RJ took a speach. It was funny.
RJ was prepared. He's always prepared.
I've become quite unapologetic about the things that I write because, ultimately, I know what I write it about. And I know that my heart's in the right place. Also, lyrics can be interpreted in all different ways. Like I'm sure, you can find the tamest song in the world and twist it in a strange way, for heaven's sake, Cyndi Lauper's She Bop was about masturbation, but nobody saw that until later, but it's interesting. I mean, the song really was inspired by my parents' divorce. They were going through it, and then when it was finally done, I ended up talking to my mom about it, and she's like, you know what, I really like, I don't miss being married, but there's a part of me that misses the fights and misses the, like, when it was, because that had become so normal, the normalcy of it. And so I ended up kind of taking that and twisting everything around. But I don't know. It's just, I feel like every time that I write a song, it's coming from a personal place, and then it kind of expands. And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're looking for negativity in songs, you're going to find it. But ultimately, that's not my goal.
With Here's to Us.
With Here's to Us,
that song, that doesn't feel like our song anymore. That's kind of like everyone else's.
That's everyone else's song. Yeah.
They like to hear it, and it's fun to play live. You know, it's just it's kind of atypical for our set. You know, it's not like this driving rock song, but it's more of this kind of reminiscing.
Yeah,
it's celebration,
and everybody takes them in a different way. There are some people that said that they played it at their wedding. There's some people that play it with their friends, and everybody has a different version. For us, the original inspiration actually came from we were in the process of making our first album, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. The industry was changing. Our A&R guy got fired. We lived through an earthquake, a flood, a fire, a mudslide. Trying to figure out how to get our first album together. The first producer that we were going to work with ended up dropping out, and so then we found another one. And every single time something bad happened, we would go down to the corner store and buy this really awful, cheap champagne, and we would come back and be like, okay. Hey, no matter what happens, even if we're going home, we still have each other. Here's to us. And so, ended up, literally kind of taking that inspiration in for the next album. And so it's always been the four of us against the world, and that's where it originated from. But what I think is so special about how everybody else takes it, and how, again, this is now a gift to the fans. It's no longer ours, it's theirs, is that you just see all different walks of life, and everybody, for some reason, puts their own life and their own story into it. And then everybody loves saying, tell them go themselves. Yeah, that's just a given. It doesn't matter what country we're in, what language we're speaking, everybody loves to do that.
You gotta yell that one.
You gotta yell that one, yeah.
Yeah, I get off.
I get off.
Where'd that start? We were in LA.
We were in LA, and we were kind of got stuck there, making our first record. And so we ended up doing kind of a residency.
Tuesday, every Wednesday at the Viper Room.
Yeah.
Our label A&R guy and our producer, Howard, they were just bringing people out, and we had a lot of tricks. We got signed because of our live show, and at the time we were making sure, and we still do, every song's got to have this moment that makes people go like, what am I watching? What is going on here? And when you have a voice like Lzzy's, that we can make lots of cool moments, and we were talking about how much fun that is to watch people get it, and realize that, oh, I get it, I get this band now, and right.
It's something that literally I get off on and every night, and especially when you see new people that haven't seen you before, and so you have to find a way to engage them and to win them over, and with some of those particular gigs, we're playing at the Viper Room in LA. We don't have an album out except for a live EP. Nobody has any idea who we are, and you have to kind of capture the room. So, I remember the beginnings of the song saying something like, I love the fact that you have fallen in love with me, or something like that. And then it slowly devolved into I get off on you getting off on me. And I always know when something is going to be, something is special when there's only two choices. Either people are going to absolutely hate it or absolutely going to love it. And the crazy thing about that song is that it ended up really empowering me as far as just kind of being, owning that type of sexuality in lyrics, and being bold enough to say that. And over the years, I kept thinking I was going to get angry letters from parents or something being like, excuse me, what are you saying? And my kids are listening to this. But it's actually been the opposite. In fact, recently this dad came to our meet and greet with his two daughters, and he hugged me, and he's like, I just want to tell you, I hope that my two daughters are comfortable enough in their sexuality to talk about it the way that you do in your songs. And so I'm like, oh my God, it just made it that much worth it. But yeah, that's a fun one. And, you know, you just get to see everybody, oh my gosh, did she actually say that? You know, and then of course you get everyone that actually gets it and everyone's dancing around. The girls get up on the shoulders. It's great. You know, Robert Plant talking about the juice running down his leg from a lemon. And, you know, it's like, well, if you know, there shouldn't be a double standard. It's like, there's like, as far as women in this business, you know, we think about it too.